Hi, I'm Dustin Dumas, and I am the station manager of South Orange Maplewood Television, also known as SOMAtv. I am the host and producer of Dustin's Kaleidoscope, and I am here today to share with you what makes SOMAtv special. Throughout the years, SOMAtv has evolved into a station that provides both a creative and educational outlet for our South Orange and Maplewood residents. We have many different shows. Books in Action covers authors, books, and book events. Career Corner covers career options at every stage of a person's career. Education Roundtable covers topics important to the Soma School District. Nostalgia Alley covers nostalgia. Dustin's Kaleidoscope covers a variety of topics from creatives to app developers and more. We have more shows than I have time to mention, but some of the other community events we cover in the two towns are the South Orange Play Day, Newcomers Day, the 24-hour music festival, Maker Madness, and many other events. In March of 2020, the SOMAtv studio was closed abruptly and is still closed due to the pandemic. However, I made a decision early on that SOMAtv would continue to provide programming and cover events as best we could, but virtually. Books in Action, Career Corner, Dustin's Kaleidoscope, and Meet the Mayor were some of our shows that continued taping virtually. However, a new show called What's Up Around Town was created to let the community know what events were still happening during the pandemic. During this time, we still managed to tape and air the Black History Month Poets and help the South Orange Public Library create a public service announcement informing the community of events at the library. Currently, we are editing vignettes of organizations that will be represented during Pride Month and Juneteenth. Since 2020 was an election year and one in which we were not able to get out the vote message in person, and because voting by mail would be used in our community, we had two special initiatives: creating Get Out the Vote public service announcements and a special Election 2020 program. For the Get Out the Vote public service announcements, or PSAs, I invited our community to submit footage encouraging our neighbors to vote. The community did not disappoint, and I received footage from over 20 individuals in Spanish, American Sign Language, Nepali, French, and English. The PSAs were not specific to any political party or special interest group. The Special Election 2020 program brought together Maplewood Mayor Frank McGehee and Essex County Clerk Chris Durkin to do a special program explaining what voters could expect during this pandemic election cycle. They covered topics such as early voting, ballot boxes, mail-in ballots, and curing. Both the Get Out the Vote PSAs and the Special Elections 2020 program were well received by our community and even caught the attention of a local reporter who covered the story. One of the most exciting things that I have been able to do as station manager is syndicate our shows. Our producers take much pride and time in producing quality shows, so being able to give them other outlets to share their shows has been an objective of mine since I started as station manager. SOMAtv shows are now seen on over 36 television stations in 12 states, and we continue to expand as our producers continue to create quality programming. But I also wanted to share the thoughts of some of our longtime hosts and producers, so I'll let them speak about why SOMAtv is special to them.
Hi, this is Larry Petricara with my co-host, Melissa Kopecki from Books in Action. We wanted to talk to you a little bit about how Books in Action has impacted the community and to some extent how it's impacted us. And I think we've come with the usual approach we would take to a typical interview. I did some thinking about this beforehand and wrote myself a couple of notes.
And I interrupted.
That's right. And for probably close to 20 years, I think that's the way it's been. So we've been a good team.
Worked with SOMAtv for all those years. But all credit to Larry for having had, he did more than one show, but I was involved in the Books in Action. And it was it still is a great show because the community is so full of interesting people to talk to.
And the neat thing about having a co-host is that they always have such penetrating questions that I had absolutely no thought about. So it always, I think, made us work better. And I think having the co-hosts and having a number of us at one time or another be involved in Books in Action has really contributed to its longevity, because it wasn't dependent on just one person. We had basically we had a pretty good team.
The reach of SOMAtv has increased tremendously. I think
especially
the quality of the shows,
the
distribution of the show.
Yes, SOMAtv has been a big plus for Maplewood.
And it's been a really nice thing for us to be able to offer to our guests professionally produced interview. So we were a good team.
That's it, right. Organization and creativity weren't necessarily, don't necessarily go in hand in hand. So I may have had some organization, but Melissa certainly has some creativity. So thank you, SOMAtv.
Absolutely.
I'm Keisha Miller. I'm the teen librarian and volunteer coordinator at South Orange Public Library. And I've been able to get involved with SOMAtv by way of a TV show that we have with the library called Books in Action. And it's not my TV show, but certainly along with my colleagues and other folks within the community, we've been able to co-host with Larry Petricaro, formerly the library director, Melissa Kopecki, and interview some amazing people, from authors, people who do interesting things, Books in Action. So that's one of the ways I've been involved with SOMAtv, and another way has been promoting the annual summer programs, both with South Orange Library and Maplewood Library as well. Like I mentioned, I'm the teen librarian, and it's a way for us to promote the programs that are happening at both libraries that we do sometime in June. And so we're able to get the word out. It's actually pretty cool because when I talk to other folks in other libraries, they're doing school visits, which we do. They're doing promotional materials through their local newspapers, which we do, but we get to be on TV. So that's an added piece, and kids are always excited when they see us and they're like, oh my gosh, I saw you on TV. So it's just really nice, a nice way to connect with the community and another form of PR to get the word about libraries out and all of the wonderful things that we're able to do to reach our community. Working within this community, we know a lot on the back end, but then there are people who might be thinking about relocating, and I don't know, maybe they're gonna watch a program on SOMAtv, but being that the wonderful Dustin Dumas is behind it, she has figured out a way to, expand the platform. So it's not just on TV, but it's online as well. So people will be finding the links to certain programs online, and that's just another in terms of what we have happening in, I'm gonna say SOMA, because it's South Orange and Maplewood. Continued collaborations with SOMAtv and the library, and just us, putting the word even more out there about what libraries do, what we offer, how we engage with members of the community, that I'm all for SOMAtv.
So it's been a long ride. I think it's been a fruitful ride, and I think it's important to highlight not just the talent of the people in our town who are professionally involved with the written word or the spoken word, but also to give the students, the rest of the community a chance to show their interest, enthusiasm, and talent. And have to end with the thanks to Dustin Dumas, who has really made this thing go. In the last couple of years, we've even had shows now being syndicated, which is kind of a nice thing. And the other thing, I just want to comment on two things that Dustin did that I think were very important to the health of the community. One was we arranged to speak with Chris Durkin, who's the Commissioner of Elections. Maybe I have the title wrong. He and Frank McGehee, the mayor of Maplewood, This was in the upcoming election where there was so much confusion about absentee ballots, and we tried to get that straightened out. And the other was a PSA that Dustin put together with underscoring the importance of voting. So, you know, hats off to Dustin for that, and hats off to our communities, Maplewood and South Orange, for facilitating us to be able to do that work and supporting us over these years. Finally, and I will stop talking, but finally, I got to thank Dustin for allowing us to do some of this during the COVID period where we've had to do everything by Zoom. She's had to arrange that. She's edited, conducted it well, and we've been able to keep both Books in Action, Meet the Mayor.
That gives you a small perspective of what happens at SOMAtv and some of the wonderful people who have helped the station become what it is today. As we go forward, I hope that the community continues to support us and share their talents and interests. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share what we do at SOMAtv.